Hello Miles Mustangs, it's Carolyn back with another art project for you. And today the project is all about spring. And what we're going to do today is we're going to make a beautiful butterfly. So the first step of this project is you're going to need a piece of white paper, a pencil, and hopefully a Sharpie or a black crayon or a black marker. I also really think you're going to want an eraser just in case. So, step one in our project is take the bottom of your paper, fold it up to the top, so you now have, once again, a piece of paper that opens like a card, looks like that. But this time we're going to leave it shut. And what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to draw 1/2 of a butterfly. So, here's what I mean. We're going to take our little paper, fold it so that the fold side is toward you, and we're going to start by making 1/2 of a circle. Now I'm going to be drawing in pen so that you can see what I'm doing, but you are welcome to start by using your pencil first. So after we draw that little kind of half circle, we're going to now draw what looks like kind of like a half oval. So I'm going to go down and draw my half oval. It's just a curved line, guys. Just a simple curved line. All right? The next line will be a diagonal line that goes up. It starts at the neck between the head and the body. Just goes straight up. Oh, I forgot an important step. We have to be sure to fold our paper a second time so that we have, once again, the bottom up to the top, and this time we've got our paper folded in quarters. And the reason that we need this line is this line tells us where to stop and start for our wings. So after we've got our diagonal line, we're going to go ahead, make a little curve, maybe make a little curve again, and end the wing right here on the fold line. I'm going to go ahead and take my marker and go over the fold line. So that's wing number 1. For wing number 2, we're going to make another diagonal line, this time going out from the bottom. And what we're going to do is we're going to connect from where your other wing stopped, and we're just going to make an arch, just like a half circle that ends up connecting to our diagonal line. So your wing might not look exactly like that. There's no right or wrong here, guys. It's just however you want to do it. We've got a top to our wing and a bottom. And after we do this, we're going to open up our paper, and we're going to go ahead and take our black crayon or black pen or black marker and go over the line on the back so that we can be sure that we can see it. Because the lesson today is all about symmetry. And those of you who know that word will remember that symmetry means that both sides are going to look the same. So I'm going to show you a little trick today with this project so that both of the sides of your butterfly can look the same. All right, so now I have my butterfly wing on both sides of the paper, halfway only, right? Halfway only. So what I'm going to ask you to do next is to take another piece of paper, and I'm using copy paper here today. And what I love about the copy paper is we can see the black line through it. So I've got my copy paper lined up on top of my half butterfly. You probably can't see it very well, but I can. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just draw over my Sharpie lines that I can see through this paper. This is a great practice, guys, for tracing. Tracing is a lovely hand-eye coordination exercise, parents, so that the kids follow with their pen what their eye is seeing. Now, in order to get the second half of my butterfly, I'm going to simply turn my paper over. Remember, my original paper has the butterfly on the front and on the back. So here he is. I'm going to line my new butterfly up so that he matches and meets the old butterfly. And I'm just going to make sure that my lines connect. So I'm going to draw over all of the Sharpie lines that I can see underneath. This is just a sneaky way to make sure that our butterfly is symmetrical. Okay, here we go. Make my diagonal line. Oh, make sure they all touch each other. And I'm just tracing over my original drawing. So I had a half butterfly, and now I have a whole butterfly, and he looks the same on both sides. So what you can do next is you can either go back to your original drawing and go ahead and put some shapes in here. If you want your butterfly to be completely symmetrical, you would then make some shapes on your original half butterfly. Let's see, I'm going to make some big shapes and some maybe not so big shapes. So if you want both sides of the wings to be exactly the same, what you would do next would be flip this over and once again trace over these shapes that you can kind of see through and use these shapes as the guidelines for your actual drawing. So I'm going to just go over these guys really quickly. And remember, I'm using a Sharpie, but actually I believe a black crayon, a black regular marker, or even a black pen will probably do this same trick. I'm kind of a big fan of Sharpie, but it doesn't have to be Sharpie. All right, so now I've got, and of course I'm drawing kind of quickly. You're going to take your time and do this a little bit more slowly. So now I've got both sides with my butterfly pattern. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before, which is take my new drawing, and I'm going to place it on top, match it up with the wing so that I can see. Oh, can I see my shapes? Yes. Make sure that I can see my shapes. Try to get it matched up there so that I can then draw my shapes again on one half of the butterfly. Now, if you prefer to just do the outline with this symmetry and then make your shapes inside freehand, you can certainly do that. So there are no rules here, guys. This is just, I want to share this little trick with you so that if you want to have complete symmetry on both sides, you know how to do it. Now, I've got one side without and one side with. I'm going to flip my drawing over, and here I've got my pattern again. So I'm going to put my second piece of paper down right on top. Try to match it up as well as I can so that I can go over those shapes a second time. Let's see. I don't think I have that quite right. All right, and here we go. So after you're all done doing this tracing, or if you decide you don't want to trace the shapes, you can just draw them. The tricky thing is if you just draw the shapes and you don't trace them, they probably won't be symmetrical. And you know me, I am not actually all that fussy. If you want to just draw your shapes and they aren't quite symmetrical, that is fine by me. This trick is mostly for the people who are very, very concerned that both sides be exactly the same. So once you have your butterfly wings like this, I'm going to take my other paper away. You're going to then go ahead and color. So I'm going to show you a little example of half of a butterfly colored. Here's my beautiful butterfly. I used these twistable markers, but you can use whatever you've got. You can use whatever you've got. So have fun, everybody. And please post and show me. By the way, the other thing is, this butterfly is big, but it doesn't have to be this big. If you want to cut your paper smaller and make a smaller butterfly, you're welcome. The other incredibly fun thing could be that on this half of the butterfly, use some different colors. I mean, I love that we've got yellows and oranges here, but if you want, this side of the butterfly could be a completely different family of color. So please have a lot of fun as we honor and welcome the butterflies from spring. This looks a little bit like a monarch, but not quite. So please post your butterflies, everybody. I can't wait to see them. All right, have fun. I'll bring you another one soon.